Welcome on back to Skippers. Today we are doing must-add players for your fantasy baseball team. Before we get going, thanks for 10K. The stream happened. I completed the challenge as I always thought I was going to do, but we have some sad news. Jeremy?
Yes, I will be no longer hosting Skippers with Avery. I am leaving OwnersBox for another position, but I will still be in the Discord.
Not at ESPN, though.
No, not at ESPN, unfortunately. But no, you guys have been awesome. Getting to 10K was big for us.
It's huge.
Sucks that I'm leaving, but I know you guys are in great hands with Avery.
Skippers will still go on with me, the buy low, sell high, the must add. If you guys can give me topics to talk about, I will talk about them as long as I can, like on a long form show. I know it won't be the same. I'm disappointed. Jared's my best pal. We'll try and find someone to replace him, but definitely won't be the same. But I'll still be here for some fantasy baseball. Yeah. So hopefully you liked me more than Jared, because that's what we're going to have.
You can always, I still will be playing in my league. So you guys can always message me, join the Discord, and send me a message, and I'll answer.
All right, Jeremy, last time ever. Give us some of your must-add players this week.
All right, let's get some. Obviously, these roster percentage are a little high because it's early. A lot of people are active in their leagues, which is always good, but then it sort of dies down. So one guy I really like is Brandon Belt. He's 57% roster, so if he's there, go scoop him up. I mean, very underrated fantasy player. Everyone thinks that age he's going to regress, but he's actually just been really good. The designated hitter helps him a lot because he only had 381 plate appearances. He always battles injuries, but also it's like he's older. Like playing the field is harder on his body now, so being able to slide him on the DH is huge. He had 29 home runs last year in those 381 plate appearances. This guy could definitely hit 30 home runs this year. He's starting off here, 438 average to start. He's in a lead on base. If you're an on-base percentage league, he's probably picked up because he's always been a good OPP player. 2 dingers to start the year. I just think that, double-digit exit velocity the last 3 years. He's consistent. It just depends on if he can stay healthy, but Brandon Belt is a must-add.
I'm the one who just tells everyone about Byron Buxton if he can stay healthy. Really a guy who's low-key sleeper in that category is Brandon Belt. So I don't hate that. You also said double-digit exit velocity. I sure fucking hope it's double-digit exit velocity.
The way he hits.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, so Jared took all the hitters. I took all the pitchers for this week. My first pitcher that you need to add is Tyler McGill, the Mets, 41% rostered. 2 awesome starts against the Nats and the Phillies. He should have always had a starting spot in this rotation. I thought he was that good last season. Maybe the counting stats didn't show that, but I thought his stuff always played. He got the opening day start, I'm pretty sure. He leads all major league pitchers with 10.1 scoreless innings to start the season. No other pitcher has thrown more than 7 innings without allowing a run. He made some mechanical changes last year, and his fastball is up 2 miles an hour and ended his start on Tuesday with a 40% whiff rate overall, and the whiff rate on his slider was 62.5%. Obviously, these, like the strikeout to base on ball numbers, aren't always going to be this good. They'll regress at some point here. But if you're in a league where he's not rostered, you're missing out on huge upside, honestly, with this guy. He's a young pitcher. I think he's 26 years old. His stuff plays. He's a potential next guy from the Mets that could be an ace. He's really good stuff. It legitimately blew my mind that Tyler McGill was talked about not making this rotation at the start of the season. But I'm glad that didn't happen. And now we talk about a guy who could legitimately break out this season.
Yeah, it's like the Mets factor. It's like we talked about. Everyone who goes in that rotation just gets, for some reason, has a fantastic year. Just can't get wins because of that team for some reason.
He's got 2 already to start this season.
That's big. It's nothing.
2-0 game last night, dude. Almost didn't get one.
But DeGrom being injured obviously opened up a spot, and he's been killing it. Chris Bassett also looks fantastic.
You like Carlos Carrasco?
I think he's going to have a big year too, and I know we talked about potentially he was like under 50%. So keep an eye on him as well because he had an under 3 ERA in 2020. Last year, I don't even count it. Like the guy was injured, came back. Obviously, he still had those issues. But no, you're right. McGill been fucking fantastic. I mean, Matt's saying I like him a lot. Like you said, I mean, it's a no-brainer must add.
Yeah. All right, your second guy.
This is the guy that kudos to Abe here before we say this guy because you had him on our late round gems episode. Jeremy Pena. I mean, coming in for the classic Astros, They get rid of Correa, and you're thinking, oh, they're in trouble. Well, no, they actually just have like their number 1 prospect who's coming in and showing that he can hit in the majors already. 300 average to start the year. The player comparable I have here is Gurriel for the Jays. Like
Okay.
that role, I think Pena's going to play. He's going to hit like 7, similar to Gurriel, who probably hits like 6, 7 every day, in a fantastic, very powerful lineup in the Astros and Jays, obviously. Similar situation. This guy is going to hug 300 all year, so great roto player. He's hugged 300 all throughout his minor career. I think that just that lineup, getting a share of anyone in that lineup is a plus. And obviously the shortstop position can get thin. So if you're looking for a shortstop, Jeremy Pena, 42% rostered.
I mean, yeah, you just probably don't want to let Miss Diaz maybe in that rotation, but or in that lineup. But Kyle Tucker's going to hit 6. I was listening. It was infuriating watching the game last night saying Dusty Baker likes hitting Kyle Tucker 6 because there's always going to be people on base for him. Good thing about Jeremy Pena hitting 7 is Kyle Tucker's hitting right before him.
Kyle Tucker has more opportunity. The only good thing about Kyle Tucker in 6, I hate it, but is that he kind of has more free reins to steal, if that makes sense, because he's not hitting. It's not like he's losing Bregman's bat or Alvarez's bat. He's losing Pena's bat.
Yeah, and they'll be fun to run. Jeremy Pena hit 2nd at one point this year, so if they can just move him up and down that lineup, I think it's a good ad for sure. Okay, my second pitcher is Matt Brash of the Mariners, 40% rostered. Made his major league debut against the White Sox yesterday. Did nothing but impress. There's a guy on Twitter, Saris. He said Brash currently, I think this is his own stat, he has the best stuff plus among starters in the majors. He pitched 5 1/3, 6 strikeouts, .94 whip, 11 swinging strikes, 31% called strike and whiff percentage, and he threw 17 first pitch strikes of the 21 batters he faced. He ran his fastball up to 99. It's a top lineup in baseball he went up against. The Mariners letting him go 5 1/3 inning as well. He's a guy who doesn't really start a lot, or not that he doesn't start a lot, but he came into the
Hasn't thrown many innings.
Yeah, in his whole career. He was in the bullpen at the end of last year. They're committed to Matt Brash in the rotation. I think his upside, again, is through the roof. These are the guys you can get early on. You're not getting a guy with this upside, say, in July, probably.
Yeah.
The stuff was electric yesterday. There was nothing bad about what Matt Brash. They hit the ball hard off him. Okay, it happens, but
Yeah, he throws hard, so it's going to happen.
exactly. The exit velo is I saw people worrying about. Don't worry about that stuff. The stuff is that good. He plays. I've seen it live. He's good. No, I love Matt Brash. Pick him up.
Yeah, I think that great point there on the innings. That's the only worry I really have is how much are they going to extend him. I see a potential similar to Alec Manoah when he called up for the Jays. He could have that type of year. A little insider on Brash is that obviously this guy's arm is an elastic arm as they played provincials. Matt Brash played Kingston, Ontario junior team, and he threw 125 pitches or something in a OBA provincial A tournament. So obviously
his dad was the coach.
Yeah. So obviously this guy can throw forever. So don't be worried too much about the innings.
Yeah, like that. All right, Jer, third and final.
All right, Connor Joe, first baseman, Colorado Rockies, 39% rostered. The way I see this is everyone was so high on Grichuk. Like, he was getting drafted pretty early because of that move to Coors Field. It's Connor Joe that you're going to have to remember here. He's hitting 1 in that lineup. The extra hitter is obviously huge. They're using him in the outfield, so you could get eligibility at first base, outfield, which would be nice. 316 average to start, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. His expected batting average is actually higher than his batting average right now, which you wouldn't expect because Coors Field. He's at 350. So, I mean, K percentage is going to run under 20%. He's going to put the ball in play in that Coors Field. That's a match made in heaven. So I think Connor Joe
sick lettuce too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. He's also a popular OwnersBox play. I've been using him too. So
really,
just a little shout out there. But no, Connor Joe, I think it's a super solid ad. Take a chance on him. I mean, the Rockies lineup isn't too bad now. It's better than last year. So
obviously there's the guys like Steven Kwan and stuff that are probably gone because everyone knows about him.
Yeah, Steven Kwan's 70% rostered right now.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, my final pitcher for this week's must-add is Jesus Lizardo of the Marlins, 40% rostered. Came out and shoved against the Angels yesterday. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 12 strikeouts. He had a 64% whiff percentage. Just overall, 45% called strike and whiff rate, and then his curveball. He used it 50% of the time, 92% whiff rate, and 55% called strike. That makes no sense. Called strike and whiff rate wouldn't be lower. The Marlins seem to have saved Jesus Lizardo's career. Obviously, the A's, we had talked about them, traded them. And it was like, okay, what is this guy going to do? And he kind of figured it out a little bit at the end of last year. I'm reading a Fantasy Pros article from Dan Harris. He said he had an outstanding spring, and everything on Tuesday night suggested that this was a legitimate breakout. He worked on his curveball in the offseason, and he threw it 50% of the time, 12 whiffs on 13 swings, and recorded 9 strikeouts with his curveball. His fastball averaged 97.6 miles per hour and topped out at 99.2. He looked every part of the super prospect that we thought he was. I'm not really going to sell high on Jesus Lizardo because I think he could legitimately be in a breakout season right now.
Yeah, I mean, light a fire under this guy's ass. I mean, everyone's been talking shit on this guy. Yeah. Like, from what happened in Oakland to the fucking him doing the old PlayStation, broke his thumb, right? But if I'm Lizardo, I want to prove everyone wrong right now. And great for him. Amazing outing. Super talented. I mean, there's no way. I guess it's easy to think that he was just going to go to shit. Yeah. But hey, there's a couple guys who are big on it. I know Eric Cross from Fantrax was big on him. We got chirped from the FSGA thing for taking Jesus Lizardo in one of our last rounds. I said, are you dumb, stupid, or both, man? They think we're rookies? Yeah. This isn't our first rodeo. But great ad. I agree. All right, Jeremy, send it off one last time. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Make sure you sub as it's road to 100K. Get that plaque, that YouTube plaque. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jared, for everything. We will see you next time.